Hello and welcome to another edition of Unclecthulu Reviews. Today, as you can see, I've got a copy of the Band of Brothers Bolt Action 2nd edition starter set. Now I know I'm a little late to the Bolt Action game. However, I think when Bolt Action first came out, I was involved with Flames of War, and that's where I was getting my World War II interest from. Then recently, I've been chatting to a few of my friends about doing gaming in the house. One of my friends does Bolt Action, he's got Bolt Action arms, so that was at the back of my mind. Then when John Stallard took us around the Warlord studio, you just see a wall of tanks, so it's hard not to have an interest and want to do World War II stuff. And actually in the car back up from Nottingham with Lewis and Paul in the car, we were chatting about doing some World War II stuff. And so some of the stuff I've picked up has been for my pal Paul to do some Germans. He's got a great love of tanks. He plays a lot of World of Tanks. And actually I really enjoyed playing World of Tanks, but I play so infrequently when I go online to play World of Tanks. The update takes forever and it just puts me off playing it. So without further ado, let me open the Band of Brothers Bolt Action starter set. So what do we get in the box? What I'll do is put the box to one side. So this is meant to be a starter set so two players can play Bolt Action games, and it's based on Band of Brothers, so we're expecting US Airborne and German Panzer Grenadiers. So first thing in the box is a 2nd edition rulebook. Now that is a hefty tome, certainly bigger than what I remember the 1st edition being, and it's weighing in at 227 pages, and there is a hardback rulebook available. And what this is the rules, but it's got tons of Osprey art. Which wargamer doesn't like Osprey art? And pictures of lovely painted miniatures, full colour throughout, as you can see. It's yeah, and actually, from what I remember from 1st edition, it's a very functional set of rules. It's written by Alessio Calvatore, and he's got a very precise style at writing rules. If he's got one negative in his rules, I think he might try and over-explain the situations. But generally, decent set of rules. I had a chance to meet him on a Lord of the Rings event, just after he'd done the what he was calling the One Ring rulebook for Lord of the Rings. And he is a really nice chap. So scenarios, so we're up to 8 scenarios, 9 scenarios, 11 scenarios, 12 scenarios. Rules for forces, German rules. So the rules for building a German army was in the 1st edition rulebook, and the Americans were in it as well. Yeah, United States. I'm actually opting for a winter themed US infantry force first. I'll have some paratroopers to do something interesting with, and I'm eyeing up a last defense of the Reich German army. Oh, Great Britain. So that wasn't in the 1st edition rulebook. So Soviets. And I wonder if, yep, there you go, Japanese as well. So actually, those 4 selections, the scale of a Bolt Action game is a company-sized battle. So the rules actually aren't that expansive for creating armies. So Band of Brothers, we've got a supplement in here. So talking about US Airborne, how to construct your squads, German Panzer Grenadiers, a picture of the physical contents of the box there, assembling your forces. So this is so you can make a HQ 2 squads with each side. Preparing for battle. So see there, we've got a fairly open battlefield for your first battle, but it is just trying to get us familiar with key mechanisms and talking through a game there, and a wee rulebook errata. Oh, and there's a play sheet on the back as well. Now, previous starter sets, play sheets were on a cardboard insert. What have we got here? German decals, assembly instructions for the half track and for the squads, talking about the best ways to assemble them. Would be really useful. I've not actually dealt with any bolt action plastics, but for the pictures, oh yes, so as I said before, so the pictures for the bolt action plastics potentially could get complicated with different weapons. So I said before, there was a cardboard insert, there's a cardboard insert. Now this actually keeps the plastic separate from the books and stops the plastics getting broken or marking the books. So it's a play sheet to cut out, and there's a couple of rulers on both sides if required. So right, let's get on to the meat and veg of this box. So order dice, regular dice, so order dice in green and grey. I think you sort of draw these out of a chit and then decide, draw these out of like a cup or a bag, and then decide what you're going to do with them. To activate units, we have a German half track. So that actually looks fairly simple if that's only 2 sprues for it to assemble. I love building airfix tanks when I was wee, so I look forward to that. Now what have we here? This looks like a German sprue. So we have a Warlord base, I'll talk about that in a wee bit. Legs, standing. All the plastics do tend to be a bit hunched, but if you're in the middle of a firefight, you'll be hunched over, taking as much cover as you can. So I think that's heavy machine guns, assault rifles, heavy machine guns, assault rifles, anti-tank weapons, a couple of spare weapons to customise, heads, a couple of field caps, officer's hat, helmets. So is these 2 sprues the same? Yes, so the 2 Panzer Grenadier sprues look the same. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the Warlord bases, here's a set of bases. So as you can see, they're flat, but they've got wee lip on, so guy gets glued in there. Then when you put your base materials on, they're not sitting significantly high above the lip, in theory anyway, so I'm looking forward to giving that a go. In theory, I think it'll be quite good. Like I say, I've not had a chance to try it yet. Certainly it's the first time I've come across Warlord bases like this in the Strontium Dog set as well. So this is a US Airborne sprue. So different pieces of kit and webbing, ammo pouches, pigeon, rifles, Browning, machine guns, bodies, pistols pointing, binoculars, heavy machine gun, one heck of a machete, some Mohawk heads, and helmeted heads with and without the camo netting. So simply 1, 2, 3, and 4 sprues, all looking the same there. So that's the infantry. So that's enough to give us 24 paratroopers, 12 Panzer Grenadiers, and a half track in terms of infantry. Now these are new to the 2nd edition box, and these are pin markings. Certainly in the 1st edition rule book, it encouraged you to make your own pin markings. It showed some rifles with helmets on it. But these, I think, oh yes, so there you go. So if you can see on this, they've got numbers. So I think you turn it round, maybe to show how many pin markings. So you'd only need one of these per squad. Some more bases, and then I have some ruined farmhouse. Oh, this is the third part of the German half-track. Heavy weapons. We have some counters for the game and templates, and we have a large base. So that's the contents of the Band of Brothers starter set. Like I say, this is my first foray into bolt action. I've read the rules, I had the first edition rules, I've read the rules. My next step is to get my American army sorted out, and I have a game planned on the 22nd of August versus Martin's Germans. After that, I'm going to do a video with Martin actually reviewing how we thought the game went and talking about what occurred and showing off our armies as well. I'm not sure how much will be painted, but we look forward to having that. So thank you for watching Unclecthulu Reviews. Remember, I'm on Facebook. Check us out. Feel free to have a conversation with us. Tell us what you like, tell us what you want to see, and I'll do some more videos on bolt action. Thank you.